this evening, and obviously you share the same feelings that we do about supporting live music. So before we even get started, let's give everybody out here a hand, because they're all winners for being here. There'll be no losers tonight, all right? You guys are all winners just to be here, and so we're here to have a good time. I'd like to start out, there's a couple announcements that I'd like to make briefly. The first thing that I would like to do is let everyone know that we did change the rules this year. It's just like the big, when I say the big contest, what I mean is for the 18-year-olds and over, which is at the Newport on June 8th. The rules have been changed so that they may participate with a 3-minute solo. Unlike last year, it was only 2-minute solo. So all players get the chance to play for the same 3 minutes that they do at the Newport contest. Also, this year, we did make a change in that none of the judging panel has any students of their own up here to judge. We did have some feedback on that last year, and of course hindsight's 2020, and we were glad that you brought that to our attention. So the judges, as a matter of fact, with that I'll go ahead and introduce the judges for this evening. And judges, if you'll just kind of stand up when I announce your name. First off, Jeff Gillum. Jeff is with us. He's a founding member of the police band Hot Pursuit, and a guitarist, a fine guitarist himself. So we've all heard of Hot Pursuit. Our next judge is a guitarist currently in high demand in the local scene, doing some duo work with John Schwab for Craig Goodwin. The next judge is a guitarist with Street Players, also with the WCI Zoot Suits, a guy that I've played with for many, well, we won't get into that, but Joe Roberts. And then the next judge is Don Hales, who's a Columbus and teacher. And certainly not the last year winner of the up-and-coming contest, Scott Dockery. The more I talk here, the more you get nervous, don't you? So I'll be brief. Just to give you a little idea of what we're going to do tonight, we're going to go ahead and run all 10 of the contestants. And while they're being judged, I've got the Donatos man coming, so we're going to be serving some pizza and refreshments upstairs on the main floor, probably around 8 o'clock, 8:15 would be my guess. And then afterwards, we'll come back down, and by that time, I'm sure the judges will have had time to tabulate the results, and we will announce the winners. And as I said before, I think you're all winners, but somebody's got to go home tonight with 1 through 5, and so that's when they'll be announced. At this time, we'd like to go ahead and get started. Our number 1 contestant tonight comes to us from Picktown, Pickerington, and it's Matt Speckman. And Matt, just so that you know, and the rest of them, at 2 minutes and 30 seconds, the lights will blink. That indicates that you have 30 seconds to wrap up your solo, just like that. So when you see those go, you know you got 30 seconds left. Okay? Here we go. Okay, very good. Very good, Matt. Let's have another round of applause for Matt. Matt has some interesting things here on the bio sheet. Some of his influences: Stevie Ray Vaughan and Joe Satriani, and some other ones on here that with the light, it's kind of hard to read, but I'm sorry about that. But it says here, in your future plans, go as far as possible a music career with your band. Is that Wicked Fancy? Okay, great. Well, congratulations and thank you very much. I'd like to also take this opportunity to welcome Phil Schneid with us from Channel 4. WCMH is here, and they've been good enough to come out and show their support for local music and local musicians and what we're doing here tonight. So let's give Phil a round of applause. Thanks a lot. Okay, our number 2 contestant tonight comes to us from Columbus, Ohio, Mr. Brian Connor. Brian's got his cheering section over here. Influences, Jimmy Page, Marty Friedman, Randy Rhoads. Future plans. Over the summer, I'm working with my band and attending a summer program at OSU Institute of the Arts. I don't know what my future holds, but I'm sure I'll be somewhere playing my music, and I'm sure that you will too. So let's put our hands together for Mr. Brian Connor. Excellent job. Let's hear it again for Brian. Nice job, Brian. Thank you. Thank you very much. We have to all remember tonight to tune into WCMH at 11 o'clock, and maybe you'll catch yourself on television. Our next contestant, influences: Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton, Steve Vai, Eric Johnson, Joe Walsh, John Sheets, Jimmy Page, and Stevie Ray Vaughan. He listens to a lot of different artists. No real recording experience except for home recording. And future plans to possibly become a studio musician, but still occasionally play a few gigs. Are y'all ready to go? Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Tritchley. job, Joe. Nice job. Another round of applause for him. I might also add here that Joe's currently playing with a band called Wasted Energy. Our definitely not a wasted guitarist, I'll tell you that. Our fourth contestant comes to us from Galloway. BJ? BJ's there, yeah, he's sitting back here in the back, lurking in the back row. Influences: Stevie Ray Vaughan, recording experience at Amerisound Studio, made a demo tape, and future plans is to make it in the music business. While he's getting ready to go, I thought I might review the prizes and what they're competing for tonight so that everybody understands what we've got. We've got a first prize. We've got a gift certificate of $500, which can be used here for musical equipment. We've got a second place for $250, third $100, fourth $50, and fifth place $25, and then $10 for each of the other 5 finalists. So that's what we're competing for. So are we ready to go? We are ready. I hear a lot of Mr. B.J. Allman. B.J. Allman, and the band that he's playing with right now is a band by the name of Battle Cry. So once again, let's hear it for B.J. Allman. Nice job, B.J. Number 5, our halfway point. I see 2 people getting up, but one person's got a guitar. So if I was a betting man, I'd say that you are our next contestant. Ike Wilhelm comes to us from Grove City. Welcome. Influences: George Lynch, John Sykes, Jimi Hendrix. Future plans: go to college and get a music degree. So good. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ike Wilhelm. Mr. Ike Wilhelm, let's hear it for him. Nice job. Nice job, Ike. Ike was with us last year at our first year of the up-and-coming contest. Our next contestant, wow, look at this guitar. Hey, Joe, we never had guitars like that. We couldn't afford them, yeah, you're right. Man, that's really something. You don't play both of those at the same time, do you? Oh, I was going to say the contest would be over, but... Our next contestant, ladies and gentlemen, comes to us from Roseville, Ohio, Mr. Chris Weimer. Mitchell. Steve Mitchell, a local guitarist here and teacher. Eric Clapton and Stevie Ray Vaughan. What are your future? What are your future plans to keep on practicing? Well, there's something a teacher would like to hear. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Phil Besson. Phil, thank you very much. Nice job. Phil, currently, I guess, playing with the band by the name of Breezeway. Is that right, Phil?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Hey, nice job. Let's have a round of applause for you. Again, we got over $1,000 tonight riding on this competition, and our judges are over here busily working. I've been watching them over here, but I don't know what the scores are yet. We've got Channel 4 here with us, so again, you want to tune in tonight to WCMH, and perhaps you'll find yourself on television. Our next contestant, number 8, comes to us again from Columbus, Ohio. We've got influences, everybody. There's a pretty broad statement. He listens to everybody. That's good. Recording experience. He's got his own home 4-track recording machine. And what are your future plans? Corey? Play till your fingers fall off? Well, what the heck? I mean, I guess if that's your goal, go for it. I believe in goals. Play till your fingers fall off. Ladies and gentlemen, Corey Cooper. Good job, Corey. Corey's currently playing with a band by the name of Crucifier, and definitely did a nice job. Corey, thank you very much. I'd like to take this opportunity also while we're up here to thank the judges for participating tonight. We're on our number 9th contestant. I'd like to also thank Hot Pursuit, the band. They've been a lot of support to the kids around the area. Jeff, one of our judges here tonight, actually the founder. Hello, founding member of Hot Pursuit, is a DARE officer and teaches DARE in the Columbus Public Schools now, is that correct? That's what I thought. Okay, well anyway, I'd like to thank the Coyle staff. Jeff, are you still out there? Jeff just took off. Okay, well, Jeff's the one that got this thing going last year, and we want to thank Jeff as well as the rest of the Coyle staff. Our number nine contestant, who's warming up behind me, is named Matt Minshaw. This is an interesting one. He said he's played with 2 past garage bands not worthy of mentioning. Boy, we've all been there. We've all been there. 2 past garage bands. Oh, well. Influences. Eric Johnson, Steve Vai, the local Rob Johnson. And this is different. And my dad. Is Dad here? Where's Dad? You play guitar? Obviously you do. Okay, well, you got to be proud tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Minshaw. Dad, he plays. Congratulations. Let's hear it for Matt. Outstanding. All right, our final contestant tonight, last but certainly not least, comes to us from Columbus, Ohio. But before I introduce him, there's a couple people here I would like to acknowledge being here tonight. The first person I'd like to acknowledge, who is here supporting rock and roll and who is here supporting youth and music and live music, Mrs. Margie Coyle is back here, Ziggy's wife. Mrs. Coyle. Nice to have you here. And also, I'd like to introduce, if I can find him, the Instructor of Guitar Studies at Capital University, Mr. Stan Smith. Stan, put your hand up back there. We're going to have Stan up here in a bit, and after our final contestant, we're going to have Stan come up and speak a little bit about guitar at the college level. And so some of you that are thinking about going on and studying guitar, and obviously all 10 of you sound like you've got that ambition, you might be preparing some questions for Stan, because Stan does just that at Capital University. Our final contestant, Gary Friends, comes to us from Columbus, Ohio. And influences, Steve Mitchell, another local teacher here. And I always like to tease Steve because I gave Steve his very first guitar lesson. That goes back about 30 years ago, probably, or 25 years ago. And now when I see Steve, Steve says, "Hey, we'll have to get together and jam sometime." I say, "Gosh, I'm real busy. I don't have any time to do that, Steve." I don't, because Steve just smokes. He's just something else. But anyway, Gary says, recording experience, not much really. Wants to go on the road with a band, maybe get signed to a label. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for Gary Friends. Phil Sny's taking off right now from WCMH Channel 4. Phil, thanks a lot. Let's give him a round of applause. Thanks. And watch WCMH tonight, and you'll probably see yourself, or a few of you, on the 11 o'clock news. What I'd like to do at this time is, if I could get each one of the contestants as I call your name to come forward. Matt Speckman. I'm sorry, Matt. Yeah, mail order teeth. You should never get them. Brian Connor. Brian, come on up. Joe Tritchler. BJ Allman. Ike Wilhelm. Chris Weimer. Phil Besson. Corey Cooper. Matt Minshaw. Gary Friends. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you, all winners really, but the 1992 up-and-coming contestant. These guys were great. I'd like you to all give them a big round of applause.
No, tally the votes.
All right, I'll kind of let you know what we're going to do now the rest of the evening. Right now, contestants, yeah, eat some pizza. Contestants, you can be seated now again and get ready for the pizza because the pizza's on the way. It should be here about 8 o'clock. What we're going to do is while the judges are tabulating the votes, we invite you upstairs. Donato should be here about 10 minutes from now, and we're going to have some pizza and refreshments. Then we'd like to reconvene down here about 8:30. So you might have to listen real close because we're going to use the PA that goes through the whole store. Please don't leave and go upstairs yet, though. We got one more thing before. I would like to introduce Mr. Stan Smith from Capital University. Stan, come on up. Stan was one of our judges last year, and I'm going to take this off of here.
You didn't tell me.
Stan was one of our judges last year on the Up and Coming, and again, Stan is the instructor of guitar studies at Capital University. Now, I know that a lot of the young players tonight had on your bio forms that you would like to really study guitar seriously and go on and become a premium guitar player. Not that you're not already, but just out of curiosity, because I'm sure that a lot of the players have thought about it, and so have the parents. How do you prepare for studies of guitar at college level?
Well, one thing that is important is that you have some kind of a background in reading standard notation, not just tablature, but some kind of notated music. Most guitar players aren't great sight readers because we don't get a chance to do it much. But at least you should be able to take a piece of music and within a reasonable amount of time work it up and do something with it. So the reading ability is, well, most places don't expect you to be a great sight reader. They want to know that you can at least understand it.
What about tab?
It really is not very important at that level because what they're trying to do is they want you to be in classes with other musicians who aren't guitar players. And the teachers in those classes are going to be talking about standard notation.
What about theory?
Yeah, theories are definitely, it's important. Now, the thing about theory, in most places they're using the kind of theory that is different than what a lot of us learn as guitar players in pop music or jazz. But it's still, at least, is an analytical understanding of music. And so if you can, some high schools have theory classes. If you can take any of those, that helps a lot.
I want to put you on the spot. How long have you been playing guitar?
It's been over 25 years.
25 years? Let me ask you, getting a degree, okay, you go to college, you get a degree in, what is it, guitar performance?
Well, it depends on where you go. Like, for example, like Capital, they have degrees in jazz. There also, you can major as guitar player in music education. Music industry has 2 different degrees. So there are some varied degrees.
Is that now, will that help you get work?
It won't help you get work playing music. So don't go there thinking that getting a degree in music is going to get you a gig, because it won't. If you can't play, you're not going to get a job. What it can do is, it can at least get you in a position if you want to teach, you can help that. And for some people, depending on how they want to make their living as a musician, it might help get a decent day gigs while you're working on your material, trying to get something together. So I just want to make sure that you understand that getting a 4-year degree in music doesn't get you a gig.
What about, here at Capital University's got a fine guitar program and so forth. What about a specialized school like the Guitar Institute or something like that?
That's real good for somebody who really wants to study, but doesn't want to get into various styles of music. Like, a lot of people just want to do what they're doing and they want to do it better. They don't really want to study jazz, they don't want to study classical music, and they don't really want to get into the theory. And so that's the kind of person that really should be going to a place like a GIT or any other place. That kind of person probably shouldn't be at least majoring in music.
So if I go to college, I study guitar, what kind of experiences, what kind of musical experiences should I expect to have at a college level?
Well, as I pointed out earlier, one thing is just general music classes, theory classes. depending on where you go, especially as an electric guitar player, you're probably going to be expected to be digging into jazz quite a bit. And there are performance opportunities in most places, combos, but those are usually jazz combos. Most places, if they have any kind of guitar program, they'll have a classical program too. So if you're already a decent classical player, then they often have classical guitar ensembles. So there are, most places that are worth going to will have both performing opportunities, you know, in jazz or classical, but also in the classes with the theoretical stuff in there too. But the thing that's important too is to realize that to see you're going to get an actual degree in music, you do have to take the academics. You can't just go there and practice all day and just do that, just do music. You have to take the English and math and all the other stuff that you got to do to get a degree anywhere. So that's, again, if that's a problem for you, then you really shouldn't waste your money. You should just go ahead and go somewhere else and do it. But if you're serious about education, you know, and want to use it as a growing experience, you know, intellectually as well as musically, then it's a good way to do it.
That's very interesting. Anybody have any questions for Stan? I noticed there was a few people yelling out some things here earlier. Anybody have any questions you'd like to ask? Yes.
I don't have any with me. I wasn't counting on doing this actually, but Calvin University, it's in the white pages, and just the Conservatory of Music is there. But Ohio State also has programs for electric guitar players. So you call the schools of music, and they'd be glad to send stuff out. Or if you wanted, you know, just ask for the guitar teacher there, leave your name and message, or your name and number for me in my box, and I'd be glad to call you, and we can talk personally.
Great. Yes.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, when you, like, I don't know whether you audition players or whatever, but how good you gotta be to get in somewhere? I mean, like, I know, like, GIT, you just send them a tape at $100 and a little theory test, but, like, you go somewhere like OSU, or, I mean, is it hard to get in them places like, you know, Stanford or wherever?
It varies. It depends. Well, like Cincinnati has a great guitar program, but there are also a lot of people wanting to get in there, so they do limit the enrollment. So you've got to be really good to get in there. Other places who don't have quite that many students, like at Capitol, you know, we do have what's called a 100 level. It's essentially a remedial level, to where if you're a good player, but are missing some things in your background, like ability to read or a lot of knowledge of jazz, harmony and something like that, but obviously you got the potential, then you can at least get in and start your studies and then skip levels as you go in. Other places are more selective. You have to be a higher level to even get in. So it varies on the place. You know, you should basically find out what places even offer electric guitar, and then make sure you speak with the instructors there to see what they expect from you, because different places expect different things.
Okay, very good. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it's just about that magic hour. Stan, thank you very much, and we're honored to have you here. Thank you very much. Let's hear it for Stan Smith. About 8:30, we'll reconvene down here for the announcement of the 5 finalists. Okay? Thank you very much. About 8:30. Not that far. We'll be with you here momentarily with the results the judges came up with. Okay, at this time, could I have all of the 1992 contestants come forward, please? All of you up here. Okay. While Mike Giese is helping me here and distribute the packets. Chris, your certificate, participation certificate. All right, well, we're not going to do that. Obviously, what he was going to do was going to blow the surprise. I'd like to start by once again saying that really nobody lost this contest. I think every one of these players really played well. This is kind of like my Cleveland Browns, you know. Somebody's got to lose, but it wasn't always the Browns. But anyway, we've got the list here, and we'd like to get started with number 5. And number 5, Brian Connor. Brian, our 5th place winner. Our 4th place winner this year, Mr. Ike Wilhelm. Third place, Gary Friends. Second place, Corey Cooper. And our number 1 winner, the 1992 up-and-coming contest, Joe Tritchler. Joe? I'll tell you, the judges had a real tough time this year because, like I said, these guys all played very, very well. As a matter of fact, I think this year, well, I can't really remember exactly last year, but last year we had good players too, but I'll tell you, this year was really, really tough. Again, we thank everyone for coming. We thank everyone who participated. I thank you particularly, and the Coyle staff and the judges for spending the evening with us. Thank you all very, very much. What I'd like to do is, after we're through here, keep the contestants and the winners up here. We want to get a group photo for the newspaper, and also watch in your local SNPs, like the Northwest News, the Booster, and those kind of papers, because we're going to have pictures and a write-up in those papers as well. So if you'd all just kind of hang up here for the photo session afterwards, and once again, we hope to see you next year. Thank you all very, very much. Let's have a round of applause for these guys.